he wins by 6. I'm going to Hogwarts. Dude, you should see my freaking I have a bunch of the like flower pots and shit where I got flux weed and knot grass and Chinese cabbage stuff and the mandrakes growing on the reg. I was originally growing also those venomous ventaculas, but then I realized that the ones in the greenhouse, they also respond. Like there's the pot that you have to do that one quest with Professor Garlic with, right? And she kind of teaches you the mechanic of like gardening or whatever. That one was obvious that that was going to be respawning because it had the timer on everything. But you might remember there's another herbology related quest, and she has you go grab those venomous ventacula from that other room. I didn't like check back for like some 20 gameplay hours, 15, 20. Like after that mission until when I had it dawned on me that those respawn. It was like some 15, 20 gameplay hours. So I basically stopped growing my own because you can go back there and just harvest those again and again and again. And that room has like 6 or 7 of them. In fact, most times I go, I can't even grab them all because I'm not using them in combat. Oh man, I can't believe she got that double pull. She gets Infinaut and Devil Dinosaur bang bang. Wait, okay, I win by 16, 22. It's a 6-point difference. Now, if it also pulled my death, like, so let's say it pulled my death instead of Odin, I still lose on the tiebreaker, but only by 2 points. If it pulled my Odin instead, or my Doctor Doom, I win, because I win, I have the 5 from his Doombot over here. Badge. This is a rough stretch. I've gone from 72.5 to 70. Just getting absolutely butt spanked like a bad toddler by the RNG gods. And I hate chalking it up to that. In fairness, part of it I could have mitigated that by putting the Cosmo there on that middle lane. You just let's look at how many 6 and I don't have them all, by the way. I do not have them all in the game. There are 6 cards per row, 12, 18, 19, 20. There are at least 26 cost cards in the game. At least 20. He got the exact one to play with that Gambit and Absorbing Man. That blows my mind. 20 and like so the raft can be awesome because again you fill it up quickly and you get a free 6 cost card, but it's not always great. For example, one of the times I've gotten the raft on the left lane like it was in that game, right? And I win it, I get a free 6 cost card. But now I have a full left lane, can't play anything in it. I get this was my draw. Literally unusable. Thanks, Raft. So you can get that, or you can get him. He destroys all your other cards. Now there's ways to use around him. You can stack up a lane and have it under armor, and then you play him at another lane, and that's can be a very powerful move because he's 15 and he's not destroying your shit in the other lane that you hope to win too. But when you're not building a deck around that to mitigate it, if he's your free card from the raft, you often might not even use him. So there are scenarios where you could get a free card and he's either unplayable or you might not want to play him. Right? Or on the other end of the spectrum, you can get the exact singular powered card that wins you the game as a free 6-drop. That blew my mind. Because at first I was like trying to process it, and I was like, how did he play Gambit, Absorbing Man, and Odin? Like, he wouldn't have had enough energy. And then I was like, oh, he was the free one. Neato. Alright. Time to tweak my deck again. Only because I want to get more boosters for some cards. Like when I started, I was at like 30 something boosters with him, 40 something. And so I've gotten enough to level him up. So we're going to take him out. Her, I had like 12. I kind of want to leave her in for another game. And then we'll take Red Skull out for a bit. Get Magneto some boosters. And I love this card. I love the freaking Carnage tendrils. I love the gold border with her gold font. God, this card's gorgeous. Hmm. Hmm. I have barely used Abomination in my entire time playing this game. I get him. I get his boosters from freaking the loot packs all the time. I'm like, I don't use him, but I do like this variant. Look, he's whooping the Hulk's ass. Look at the Hulk's big old toes in the background. Yum. Let's switch that up. That's absolutely well spotted. That is especially before more people started getting Galactus, which I can explain later, how they kind of like the arc of getting cards. But uh, that would be the combination you would see more. Now, recently, maybe 3-ish weeks ago, they actually tweaked buffed Wolverine, and it was an awesome like subtle change. Because previously, if he was discarded from your hand or destroyed, he would, instead of just dying, he would respawn, heal himself, which is again cool because it's like lore accurate or whatever. But he would he would drop in randomly at a location. And sometimes it's the same location. If he was in the left lane, he's destroyed, he could and just drop back on the same location. The thing is though, he wouldn't get the +2 power. He would, so like his ability was just limited in the fact that he doesn't die. Like whether you discard him or destroy him, he will find a way onto that board. Um, I don't love this. I don't like this one. I like them doing that. Um, but they made it to where he gets +2 every time he's destroyed. So obviously that instantly makes him a little bit more usable. Um, and yeah, it was a cool change. But it made him super good for Galactus because you can even, put him in a different lane and then he eventually gets put in the lane the Galactus is in. Hell, one time I've seen it where Wolverine is in the far left lane. They Galactus the far right lane. The way the animations work is Galactus destroys all the cards and then the location on the left lane first. Wolverine gets the +2 power and he goes to drop. And awesomely for them, he dropped in the middle lane at now 4 power. Then it moves, boom. The logic loop goes to the middle lane. It kills him again. Dude, I don't want to play him here, but I don't. Fuck it. We're just double stacking and jacking, baby. I love that I have. Oh, I almost called it the moment I saw the armor. I was gonna say, I bet you this is a Shuri deck too. Um, and of course, but this is. I don't. I hate this, dude. I sound like I'm just unlucky. But this has been a good sequence to highlight it. How many times I've played 5 games since you started watching with a Shuri is essentially the like centerpiece of this deck. I have won many a games without ever drawing her with some nice like adjustment and adaptation, but that all goes down into my draw. And I'm not getting shit. And I'm not drawing her. I go against a Shuri user, they're drawing her. Anyways, yeah, it hit that Wolverine again, and then he dumped into the middle lane, so he's a nice, juicy 6-powered Wolverine. That's cool. Mm, Who else did I put in? Oh yeah, Magneto and Abomination. Let's take Magneto out actually. It really do be like that. For real, there isn't there some called like streamer loot and stuff? Are you at the like lab or something? Oh shit, is my well, no, I haven't dropped any frames. I don't think it's me. Hope it's not me. Where's that at? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh no, no, that's. I should have waited to turn 3 to do that. Oh no, I couldn't have done that on turn 3. The idea initially was I play her now. So this location after turn 3, all cards here swap sides. So the logic was I play her, who's not a like her card herself isn't good. The reason you play her is look when you play her, she adds a Widow's Bite to your opponent's hand. Um, and then Widow Bite makes it so where you can't draw a card so long as it's in your hand. So you typically have to play it. But now what's going to happen is if he's smart, he's going to play this card here and it's going to flip. So I play her for two reasons. One, to block him from drawing, and two, I was hoping to clog his lane with an additional card that's not good. Um, but again, all I'm going to do is equally receive this back. See? I don't know why he gave me his Wolverine though. He's probably going to retreat because I just did that, to be honest. So here's what we're hoping. On that far right lane, normal can't watch you, but my office mate is out today. So, oh, normally. Oh, badass. Well, what good timing. Um, so this right lane fills it with rocks. If you skip a turn, it'll destroy all the rocks. Okay. This location is a phenomenal enabler of death. She costs 9. So typically, if nothing's destroyed, you actually can't use her in a game, right? Because you won't ever really have 9 for the most part. Won't have 9 energy. Um, but if he skips here as well, okay, she's gonna meet. That's 8 cards destroyed. She'll be a 1 cost card. I'm just now realizing this is turn 4. I didn't realize that. Fuck. No. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I I just actually fucked that up. See, I played Electro, right? And he gives you +1 to max energy. So it kind of fucked up my thing because I saw that I had 5 energy. So I thought I was on the turn 5. When in reality, I was on turn 4. Here's the thing though, if I skip this turn, I waste my Hawkeye thing, but if I skip this turn, She-Hulk should be free, Death should be 1 cost, and Abomination should be 5 still. So I could play all 3 on 1 turn. That is 31 power, which is pretty beefy. This deck that we're going against is another reason why I started using this my Shuri deck. Oh my god, he has Galactus. Cool. Is because the now he's not fully playing it, but there's this Modoc deck that can be played that's just it's so hard to keep up with its power output. Okay, so I think we do another one of the many reasons I love this game. Look at some of the animations, like for Abomination. Not only the sound effects, but the animations, and then when you drop him, he like when he's played, he'll fucking crush the ground. It's sick. Okay, I think I played that there. How many cards does he have? One. Oh, you know what card it's gonna be? If he drew Hella, so on the last turn he plays Modoc, right? It destroys every card in his hands, discards. Um, if he drew Hella, Hella brings back. She basically resurrects all the cards that you discarded that game, and just vomits them across the board. The RNG that he would have needed to get her out of the 6 cards on turn 6 after discarding would be absurd, but it would also be very much in line with what we faced tonight. So I don't know if I should just stack 2 lanes and guarantee I win that and maybe this, or do I spread them out? I think I'd stack these 2 lanes because if he does Hella, a lot of them are going to go to the right. Okay, or we do that. See how he hits the ground? Watch also She-Hulk. I love that. I love the animations of this game. They're fire. I needed that. I needed that. We needed that bounce back. Big 8 cube game. So see how I snapped and he snapped? See, you always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. So she was always going to be the card he drew. Obviously wouldn't have known that she was in his deck prior to this. Okay. But she's really cool. I'm sure you're familiar, when we've talked about curve and stuff like that. She's great at enabling a curve because and she's often used in that Modoc deck. I've built one, but I hate using it because everyone fucking used it at the beginning of the season. It was basic white girl, Ugg boots, pumpkin spice latte vibes. But so one thing that people were doing, I didn't even actually build it. Of course, I didn't, but like mine's not like the meta is. But uh, Apocalypse, for example, when you discard him, you put him back in your hand, and he gets +4 power. But one of the archetypes that you do is like Lady Sif. She discards the highest cost card in your hand. So you often like to build a deck where he's likely to be the highest cost at any given time, and you put her down on turn 3. Okay. And then now he's a 12 power Johnson. Okay. And then on turn 5, you can play Modoc. It discards your hand, but not him. He's essentially eternal as well. Almost. And then so let's say Lady Sif, he becomes 12. You Modoc on turn 5. Now he's a 16 powered card that's just chilling in your hand. And then you can play him on turn 6, but that's not what most people do. There's also a Dracula card that I don't have. But what Dracula does is at the very end of the game, he will discard a card from your hand at random. And then he essentially I want to suck your blood, right? Like at the very end of the game, he discards one of the cards in your hand and he absorbs their power for himself. Now what makes him tough to deal with is, we talked about that most cards are either on reveal or ongoing, okay? There really are 2 other types. But they're like, so there's passive abilities, as I call them. I don't know what their actual name is, but like Hulk, for example, he doesn't actually have an ability. It's just Hulk smash. So he's a no ability person. And that Patriot card, Patriot, your cards with no abilities have +2 power. So Hulk becomes a 14, right? Abomination. Yeah. So basically, if it's italicized text and quotation marks, that's no ability. He becomes an 11 with that Patriot, right? So there are no abilities. There were what I call, oh, sorry. These are no abilities. Then there are ones that are passive, like this. So that's an ability, right? Patriot won't buff her, but she's also not on reveal, nor is she ongoing. So there's no way to cancel that out. You can't put that Enchantress down and sap her. You can't put a Cosmo down and block her from that shit happening later. There's nothing to do to take that away. Dracula's like that as well, where he's a passive ability or whatever you want to call it, where it's an ability, unlike say Hulk or right? But it's not on reveal or ongoing. So you really on reveal, ongoing, passives, none. And so Dracula can't be countered. You can't. It's cool again. It's kind of cool because it goes with the whole vampire lore, right? Where if somebody places Dracula down on turn 4, he's a 4 cost. He's essentially lurking there. You have to stare at him. You just have to deal with the fact that he is there. You can't do anything to like prevent the fact that his "I want to suck your blood" at the end is gonna proc. But I bring up all that because it's cool. I love